Oh wait, I'm supposed to look. Hey, yeah. So we're gonna talk about true crime today, and hold on. Yeah, and yeah. So yeah, forget it. Yep, I'm not gonna be looking at the lens. I'm sorry, everybody. I won't be looking at the lens. Yeah. Yeah, no talk of the any of that other stuff in there, okay, everybody? Forget it. But yes, today I interviewed a couple more people. And I actually interviewed the reporter that in the Carmack case, the reporter that we had on, that a lot of people were, we weren't really kind with the dress that she had on, but she actually emailed me today, and I mean, she was really cool, so I feel bad for even slightly saying, oh wow, not professional or something. Okay, she's a cool person. So she has a pretty good timeline. She lives right in that area too. Let me know when you guys are done with the hellos and everything. I'll start. All right. Awesome. Huh. All right. The first case I was going to cover though was the Prisma Reyes, because I talked to one of her friends. I went to a Facebook page and there was a friend, and I talked to her on the phone, and she filled me in on some information. So I thought it's actually pretty interesting. All right, so that's what we're going to do first. Hope you don't mind. So everybody knows in the Prisma Reyes case that she was over at the East Bar Tex-Mex at, let's just say, 1:15, 1:30, something like that. She's sitting there drinking, and then her boyfriend called her at 2:30, Ryan. He was supposed to be there, I bet you, before that, but he was late. And then he got there, I think, around 3 o'clock, maybe 2:50, something like that. And he was there, and they got in some arguments and so forth, and then he took off, and then she sat there for an extra hour, 52 minutes at least, talking to her quote babysitter on the phone about Easter weekend. And then she took off. As she left, when she drove out of this parking lot right here, there's a surveillance camera right up here somewhere. She drove right over the curb here and then kind of swerved back in her lane really quick. And then she drove down this direction. And then there was a road rage incident right here where she pulled out a gun that she had. And 3 people called the police. The police got there and they didn't find her. And then she drove up in this direction about 20 minutes later. Made one phone call, then another phone call to her boyfriend again, and then 22 minutes after that, she's right back here again. Because up here, I believe, is where she lives and where she worked, so she was heading in that direction. And then she drives all the way back down in this area to where he lived, and drives right down this street right here, and comes to a stop, kind of lurching to a stop, blocking this road right there. Then she gets out of her vehicle, and that's at 5:47. And then at 5:49, she gets out of her vehicle, and then she follows 2 cars that drove in there, and then chases in behind the vehicle to make it so that the gate doesn't close on her. Okay? I mean, you know, try to beat the gate, basically. So she goes in, and then the gate starts closing. You see that on surveillance. Then at 7:49, she's on surveillance at the elevator camera, and she's on that camera for about a minute 2 seconds, and she talks to. Let's see. I think we determined it was a different. Hold on, let me get this one. She spoke to a person named Jorge, and apparently that's her ex-boyfriend. At 5:49. So, talk to a person named Jorge at that time while she's right there at the elevator. Okay, then she calls her ex-boyfriend Ryan 1, 2, 3 times in a row. One at 5:49, and then 5 minutes later. Excuse me. So after the 5:49 call, that's the Jorge. 5 minutes later starts this barrage of phone calls. Well, there's 8 more phone calls after she left the camera at the elevator. So I believe she walked away, went up the elevator, and then made all those calls while up on the floor. I bet you anything, if you look at it, that he probably lived on the 5th or 6th floor. And she remembered that, and then took the parking garage elevator up to that level, and then started calling over and over again. She called at 5:54, 5:56, 5:57, and then 5:57 again, and 5:58. The second one at 5:57, and then the 5:58 were meant to be to him, but called a person that's a friend of hers, and she thought it was Ryan. She was like, "Hey, what room are you in? What's the room?" Okay, and then after that, she does call a friend. Now, I had it down as a person named Flora. However, it sounds like it's a male, and it's a hairdresser who lives in Florida. So I don't know if that number was associated at one point, you know, with somebody else in Dallas, and then it got transferred, and well, who knows? But anyways, the call at 6 o'clock for 3 minutes was to a hairdresser in Florida, and that person is the one that said that she needed help. She actually thought maybe she was drugged or something, something like that. I don't know. So anyways, now I'm going to play the interview that I had today, or it might have been yesterday, actually. She's a really cool friend of hers, too, by the way. Very cool. So, hold on. Maybe you can tell me about their history, Ryan and...
Okay, well, I think it was like 4 years ago that she had actually broken her ribs, and like she was all beat up and stuff. And I know I've heard that supposedly she didn't tell me about this one, but her dad did. So she woke up in a field, like a cornfield, naked. I know that he used to be abusive towards her.
Do you guys hear that right there? Woke up in a cornfield naked. I mean, that's insane.
She would tell me, and she would be scared like half the time, and then she finally left him. So that's whenever we started talking and hanging out a lot, and we stopped talking for a while, but never really completely. I just didn't like the fact that she was dating him again. I always told her, like, I don't like him, and he's not good to you. Why are you with him? So then we didn't stop talking. We just kind of like stopped hanging out and stuff because I didn't want to hang out with him. So as far as that goes, I know they weren't in good terms. And we spoke to somebody actually at that bar that they were in, and they said that they were arguing. And as far as the news goes, supposedly they were having a great time and stuff, but that's not what they told us. So I went with her mom. Yeah, they were arguing and having a discussion. So that's whenever Ryan left, and I guess she stayed there for a while. The thing is, we used to drink a lot, so I know for a fact as many drinks as she.
So that's a little different than what Dan Fuchs was saying, how he said that she didn't drink much. She's saying that they drank a lot. And that makes, come on, that makes a little bit more sense. He just didn't know that, I mean, let me ask you this. When you were 20-something years old, were you pounding down drinks with your parents? Or was that just with your friends? And I think that's probably, most people are like that. Well, no, I drank with my dad. Yeah, well, I didn't, so I'm just going based on that.
She was fine, and I know she was fine.
But she was a little bit, you could tell she had a buzz, though, because she's kind of, she ran over the curb when she left the bar. I see that. Yeah, and then she kind of swerves, and then she parks right in front of that street.
We got the phone log, and on one of the last people that she called, there was two, crap, I can't remember his name.
Jorge?
No, it wasn't Jorge. That's her other ex. It was somebody that was in Florida. But anyways, we contacted him, and he said that she was asking for help, that she wasn't feeling okay. And then he was like, oh, well, you've been drinking. Well, yeah. He's like, no, something's wrong. Like, something's seriously wrong. Like, I'm not feeling good. Something like, I think somebody gave me something. I don't know, but she was asking him for help. And then that's a call after that was Ryan. That's the last call she ever made. Yeah, like the investigators weren't telling her mom anything. They didn't want to hand over the firearm. They didn't want to give her anything that was inside the Jeep because they were supposedly using it for evidence. So we were really aggravated at the fact that nobody was telling her anything or anything at all. So we decided to go to the FBI, and then the FBI finally got one of the detectives to start talking, or they were gonna take the case over. So they finally disclosed information to her and everything. So after that, I guess is finally whenever we started figuring things out. But as far as who she hangs out with,
that's not my house, by the way.
That call,
the squeaky door.
There, that was just someone named Flora, right?
Because there's a 3-minute call, and then the last call is to Ryan at 6:01. At 6 o'clock, there's a 3-minute call to a person named Flora, and then. But she says it's not that. It's somebody.
Let's see. Is that person? I mean, do you know who that is at all? Or when I say that?
No, Flora, no.
Okay, and then she called Ryan before that, and then there's 2 calls to this. What's interesting though is Flora and then Florida, right? Like that's where the call was supposed to be. I don't know if there's a weird word thing going on, like an accidental, transposition of Florida and Flora. It's kind of interesting how it's even in the same order. All we're missing is the RIDA. Yeah. This other guy who said that I actually interviewed him on my show. And his call, she thought he was Ryan and just started going, hey, what's your apartment number? How do I get in? And he was like, no, this isn't even me. I mean, I'm not him.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not even me.
I don't know which call. And then there's a Jorge and then Ryan. I mean, what you could tell is that she really wanted to get to see, confront Ryan somehow.
Yeah, because he just left the bar. So I don't know. I just don't know what had happened, but I mean, the only person who has any type of motive to hurt her or anything is Ryan.
And he happens to live there. I mean,
he happens to live there.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they said that supposedly he had just moved there, but that's bullshit because 2 years ago, I have a message from her where she sends me the same address. So, like.
But wasn't she living with? Because that's what Dan said. The dad. He said that she. Let's see. I think he said that, but that he was living with her up until kind of recently. Then he got this apartment. Maybe he lived there once before and then left. And
that's what I'm thinking. So it's like he said that he didn't know. Whenever we talked to the FBI, they said a bunch of stuff that he had left, and he came back. He didn't come back to the apartment until 4 a.m. and stuff, but Then they basically stopped talking because I don't know about his lawyers or anything, but yeah, they stopped telling us his whereabouts. And whenever her mom tried to reach out to Ryan, he didn't want to speak with her in any way. And I mean, as far as I know, he was a type of father figure, I guess, for her son. So they had lived together for a while, and they spent so much time together and stuff. So how come he never once tried to reach out or like be there for the mom? He just automatically make himself look guilty. Like if you care about somebody like that, either way you guys were not in good terms. She's missing and you're not doing anything about her. Instead, you're trying to hide and flee. So it's like, what the heck?
I wonder. See, they have information that he wasn't there. But do they, what if he parked his car somewhere down the road somewhere, but he was in the apartment?
Yeah.
And then he went out one of those doors that they say didn't have cameras on him. And then he's inside and he does something, takes her out some way, and then he goes out to his car and drives back in to make it look like, oh yeah, I'm just getting back. Something like that. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, because he had said that he was there until he was.
Hey, thanks, Barbara.
He didn't go back to the apartment until 4 a.m.
Now, what about the stuff about her being, a dancer at some clubs? It sounds like pretty legit. Some of the what people were saying.
No, she's just. I know she used to do it for extra money and stuff. But like times were hard.
Yeah, somebody put a message on one of my YouTube videos, and it sounded pretty legitimate. Like she worked with her, and then she had her locker, and then. She kind of kept. She still has the locker because she hasn't been found.
Love you,
so
Grey.
she's trying
Can't
to
watch
preserve
too
it or something.
goddamn busy.
Yeah, I don't know what the name of it was, but it was a lady.
She didn't want the name
dancer.
out there.
She commented on one of my videos. Probably, I think 2 videos ago on that case. So like 3 days ago.
Well, I know her, like back in the days. I know she used to work at this nightclub. It was just for a couple of, like, whenever she needed money. But she would go by the name of Selena. Yeah.
Like Selena Gomez.
Yeah, just Selena.
Yeah. Well, that was that famous singer. I was just thinking maybe after that. But,
Yeah, but as far as I know, like I said, I hadn't hanged out with her in a while. She's always been a dear friend of mine, like to the family. She knows my entire family knows her. Like all I'm trying to do is be there for her mom in any way that I can, because I know it sucks because she's had a lot of friends and nobody's tried to reach out to her family or anything. So her mom's kind of just like disappointed at the fact that she was always there for all.
Hey, look, Jason can spell. Look at that. He typed in the name that she said there, as if nobody had heard it. It's awesome.
All her friends, and I know that for a fact. She's been there for me. Anything I need, she's always been there for me. So her mom's just disappointed. She went to a psychic, and the psychic told her that she was still alive, being held captive and forced to do things against her will.
Hold on a second. Hey, are you in Florida, Barbara, or North Carolina? I was thinking that after I cover these cases, doing a call-in from everybody that's out there. Yeah, it sucks that all of her friends have bailed. They haven't even said anything to her mom or anything like that. Yeah. I heard like North Carolina, South Carolina. It's going to get windy. Anyways, let me go back to the...
Yeah, I'm not...
Yeah.
But people on my channel know that I'm absolutely anti-psychic. I think that they just show up, they get
money.
Yeah, they get money and they kind of keep things going and going.
See, she's pretty wise.
It's
It's horrible.
Yeah,
that's what I told her. I'm like, I don't know. Like, at this point, I don't know, holding on to the hope that she's alive is, like, doing any good, because we just need closure. Like, her mom's she's had it so tough. She's fighting the custody for her baby. And the actual biological father finally got taken for like 4 weeks. And he returned him right away. Like, hey. So
he got 4 weeks?
Trauma.
He got for 4 weeks straight? Wow.
But no, he returned him like after a week or two. He was
So,
like,
I
hey,
mean-
you need to come pick him up.
Oh, wow. So he was actually given custody? I thought he didn't get it. Like, he didn't. I thought he sort of blew it and he didn't do what he was supposed to do. Like, they revealed that that his mom was missing. That was one of the things that they weren't supposed to say, and there was things like that.
Yeah, they told him that they didn't love him. Okay, so he has a wife or whatever the heck she is. She's pregnant. She's
Mhm.
never liked him, but he has been on child support. So the reason why he wanted him was so he would stop paying child support. But I guess his stepmom would be, I guess, considered. She was like, hey, like we don't want you. Your dad didn't want you to be born. Now your mom's dead. You don't have anybody in the world who loves you. Like, they just messed up his head. Like,
Jesus.
what do you mean she's dead? And the little kid that they have was like hurting him and fighting him and doing all this stuff to him. And his dad, so his real dad, supposedly told him that he didn't love him. So like now, anytime that I think he has to go with him, he gets really upset at the grandma. Like, I thought you loved me. Why are you making me go with that man? He
That's
doesn't
pretty
love
sad.
me. They've told me that they don't, so don't make me go. But it's court order, so.
God, how could the court order should have reversed any visitations after he said all that stuff?
Yeah, but like I said, the mom isn't. She's just. I don't know, but she just doesn't know what to say. Like, she's just trying to. I don't know. I really don't know. I can't really speak for her, but I wish I could because I just don't want the boy to keep going over to Dove's family.
I'm sorry for all my
I mean, I don't
breathing
know,
sounds.
I don't know if that's the same club that she was at. But
Yeah.
I know she's previously been there.
Yeah.
And
So maybe
'cause
she
I
wasn't.
would go. Yeah, like I would go and I would sit there and I'd just drink until her shift was over because she would be uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't.
It's not a caller, Truth Sleuther. Okay, it's not a caller. It's a freaking interview that I did. All right. It says that in the description of the video.
I guess the way people are making her seem to be like no slut or anything like that, but she did like to have her fair share of fun.
Right. So she was able to drink. So what it looks like to me, the way I describe it, I went through the whole timeline, and I'll just let you know because it works perfectly. So she's there. You know, I'm saying she probably got there at 1:30.
I'm just kind of mumbled through this
1:15 to the
part.
bar. And then he shows up late. He was supposed to be there, but then at 2:30 he calls her because he's about to get there. And then he might have got there around 3. And then they argued and so forth. And maybe he was there for an hour. And she'd been drinking the whole time. They were arguing. And then he leaves. And then she stays there for like another 50 minutes talking to her babysitter on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gets for 52 minutes. And then she gets into her car right around 5 o'clock. And then she starts heading back towards where her work area is. I think maybe she even lives over in that same direction. And then she said, screw it. And then turned around. This is what the detective said. Turned around by that lake and then drove back. And the timing's perfectly. There's 22 minutes there, 22 minutes back. And then right at 5:47, she pulls up right in front of
With the 3 minutes of calls. there.
apartment complex and kind of does a quick brake thing where her head lurches forward because she's been drinking, and she pulls up in front of that little driveway thing there, and then she waits for 2 cars to go in and then runs behind them, and then the gate shuts. And then at 5:49 she's talking on the phone to somebody by the elevator, and that there's actually 8 more calls after that when she walks beyond the when she's at the elevator and then turns.
Yeah.
There's actually 8 more calls after that. Or let me see how many there are. So the person he was talking to was Jorge at 5:49 at the elevator. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 calls after that. And all of them were intended to call Ryan, except that one to Flora, it looks like, at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that was the call to Florida.
Flora is there.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
she said
Flora,
Florida
okay.
too, so it's kind of weird,
person's
right?
name. I don't know if that was just who the phone's
As
registered.
far as I know, she called somebody who was in Florida, and it's a photographer. It was a photographer friend that she had But
Yeah.
he just happened to be in Florida, and that's the person who she asked for help, supposedly.
I wonder if that's the, that phone's just registered to that name
Huh. interesting.
somehow. But yeah, either way, it's actually listed as Dallas, Texas, where that
Yeah.
phone rang. So it didn't ring in Florida, or not rang. The phone that was called at 6 o'clock was registered to somebody who lives in Dallas, Texas. Because that's how they do this. Where it says destination, it doesn't say Florida, it says Dallas. And that just means that's where the phone's from, not that the person's sitting. So they could have been in Florida. I'd love to have the ping information of where each of those calls went.
But I don't know. Like we tried to put up signs and stuff
Flora
on
Street.
the apartment
What are the
complexes,
odds?
but they bring everything down. Like they take everything down. But like, yeah, you're not allowed to come in here or anything. You're not allowed to ask questions.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it just really sucks because it's like I don't know. Feels like there's nobody's doing anything, and we immediately told the detectives, the police, everything. Like, hey, he's guilty. Like, why couldn't they have followed him or something? They could have done something, but they're not doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. He's the most likely suspect for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's but you also have the father of the child who had a motive to not have to pay child support. That's a pretty common
He's really
one.
far away.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. No, I don't.
She
think
kinda
the
sold
father of
me
the child
on
had
not-
anything to do with it.
Okay.
He's
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying he was a
yes.
potential one that people
Oh yeah.
talked
Like,
about.
he's an idiot and stuff, but no. And as far as
Yeah, so forget that
Ryan
guy.
goes, there was this other girl, I don't know her name, but he's previously like beat her, and he basically just puts them away until they heal so they can come back out.
The police seem absolutely baffled. I've talked to the lead detective twice, and he's just, yeah, we don't have any idea. Like, they think they can prove that he wasn't there, but I mean, how convenient, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's perfect. That's what
no.
you would do. Like, that's what you would do, is make it so it looked like you weren't there. So figure out how he made it look like that. That's what you need to be doing.
Yeah, they're not doing anything. Like, honestly, whatever investigators, I think it was De La Rosa, he's a horrible detective. Like, he's just the worst. I would call him like, hey, look, like, I was trying to hack
I hope
her
that's not the one
Facebook
I
and
interviewed.
stuff, but then they told me to not do that because they apparently had access to everything. I'm like, okay, well, you should have been knowing her location. Like, as soon as you log into somebody's Facebook, it'll disclose all your information, location, everything. So I don't get why they didn't do that. Snapchat as well. Like, they were like, it's against the law to be doing that. I'm like, well, it's against the law for you to not be doing your job. So I kind of got into it with the detectives. And I just, like, I don't know. I'm just really angry because I know it was him and nobody's doing anything about it. I have his address and, like, his information hasn't been disclosed. Like, I don't get it. Everybody who knows her knows it was him, but they're not doing anything. So.
Man, it's a nightmare. Maybe maybe we can talk again as I keep kind of looking at stuff and have questions. Would that
For sure.
That'd be cool.
Send me your YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
information.
I'll put it in the chat. All right. Cool.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for talking.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh, there you go. I thought that was pretty interesting stuff, don't you think? She even said that they were really fighting at the bar. It's a lot more than what you hear. But it was just, just a little bit. Because they actually asked the people that worked there. All right. So I thought that was interesting. So we're kind of, putting all the pieces together, trying to figure this case out. Hopefully we're putting stuff out there. Hopefully we're putting stuff out there that isn't really, maybe it'll even help the police a little bit. Who the hell knows, right? Yeah, there's a Flora Street right there, but Flora's a pretty common name. Has nothing to do with anything other than it was on Flora, right? There's Florida Street, and then this is Roseland here. How do you know it doesn't gray? Well, because it has nothing to do with anything. And then what are you talking about? What do you mean, Lynn? So you can't just put a sentence in that says, is that the same club she danced at? I don't know what that means. What club? What are you referring to? Like, say the name of the club and then say something. I really don't know what that means right there. Just a full sentence. I need them. I still have not learned girl code. Now, you probably have. No, that's not a club to dance at. But I do have. Let's see. Shit. Do I still? Oh, right there. So I found somewhere else where she apparently worked at this club called Bucks Wild here. And that's where she went by the name, or a name. Okay. But, wow, look at that. Google Earth drove her. How much you want to bet that was a male Google Earth driver? Okay. Because they drove right around Bucks Wild for some unknown reason. There's really nothing else going around here. And although maybe it wasn't Bucks Wild back then. I don't know. It's like, but why would you do that? Now look how it's completely unmarked. No signage whatsoever. But all these trucks and guys are in there right now. Oh, there you go. Bucks Wild right there on that side. Hilarious. Hilarious. Well, Gray, that's not PC. How do you know it wasn't a girl who likes other girls? Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. You're absolutely right. I apologize. It could have been a female Google Earth driver. I didn't come up with, or it could have been a whole variance of different ones. Could have been somebody who was perhaps even gender fluid at the time. Maybe driving down the street, they were attracted to guys, and then when they drove into this parking lot, they were attracted to women and then drove around it. Okay? Okay. Well, I'm much not sure, but I just want to make sure I cover all bases and make sure that nobody's left out. All right. Hey. Courtney Lash said, finally made it to live. It's been a while. Hey, freak family. That's right. Right. Oh, look at that. They even have a traveling vehicle there. Wow. They must do parties too. Anyways, apparently that's one of the places that she worked in the past. She didn't actually like doing it though, and the friend that you just heard would go out and drink with her and sit there at the bar near her so that she felt okay about it. I mean, she was really nervous, so it's not like she was like all excited to be a dancer. If you listen to the interview again, it was because there was hard times. She wasn't making much money at all. Had a kid to support. So, I don't. Yeah. What's awkward, Notorious Nance? Awkward, kinda. Yeah. You know what I wish is if people would just type in full sentences. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, it's not her on the Hummer. Who said it was? Nobody did. I didn't say it was. It's not even. It looks like I'm not even sure she's Spanish or. You know? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I had for the update on the Prisma Reyes case. So now I'm going to switch over to the more recent case of Skylea Carmack. All right. So if you guys remember on Saturday, this right here is meaningless at this point. On Saturday, she went missing from her house at 212 East South D Street. All right, and believe it or not, Wally Gator actually was in the area today, and he drove around this block. Apparently, they have this closed out. Hey, thanks, Cairo. I was almost forgot that people. Thanks for. Yeah, right. This isn't one of those ones that you get clicks on. I should have been carrying.
Thanks for digging deep on the cases that don't get you clicks, unlike some creators.
Thank you, Cairo. Yeah, I was thinking that I might go back to Chris Watts. And if there's anybody that believed that one at all. Hey, wait, hold on. That's what I needed to have after I said that one. The rim shot. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Chris Watts. The thing is there's all these cases that are the bread and butter, the money makers for people, and they just keep going back to them. I just like to keep covering cases. The thing is I rely on all of you guys to support the channel because none of them are monetized hardly at all anymore. A couple of those Prisma Reyes ones were, which was kind of cool. The next day, though, after nobody was watching. And so, but I rely on you guys to support the channel through either all the various different things: PayPal, Super Chats, Streamlabs, and Patreon. Okay, so that's the only way to do it, and that's how we donate money every month, and that's how I'm a monetized channel. That's just the way it is. Okay, and hopefully you guys think enough where you support the channel. All right, so here we go. This is 212 East South D Street, and she went missing. But here's the thing is, do you guys remember last night the lady that was being interviewed? Or actually, she wasn't being interviewed. She did that selfie camera, and she was live on the scene. Well, she actually sent me an email today after watching the show. Somehow she, found that my show. Somehow I don't know if somebody told her, like, "Hey, Gray's on the." But let me look. Let me find her email really quick. Okay, here it is. All right, so here's what she wrote in the email. Hey, thanks, Ohio Italian lady. As opposed to Indiana Italian lady. Hey, if I say that many times, Chris Watts, hey, Chris Watts, $2, Chris Watts, it'd be like a slot machine. Okay. She said, I just wanted to give you my email and phone number in case you wanted to contact me. I was the one in your video that was talking about the children being taken by CPS. Hold on a second. Thanks, Barbara.
You got my attention, Gray. Hell no, Watts.
Hey, everybody. Cairo is hiding. Don't tell anybody that he's here. Okay. Sorry if I gave that away. And I saw Woods Girl say no about Chris Watts. Okay, forget. Anyways, she sent the email and says, I was the one in your video that was talking about the children being taken by CPS. Also, I had organized the first search party that took place the day before. I was out. She lives right in the area, basically on the same street and everything. I was out searching from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. I continued to receive calls and texts for updates until 6 a.m. Then I think 6 a.m. Then I was back out at 11 a.m. So just 5 hours later, didn't get much sleep. In regards to my appearance in the video, I had been actively searching and helping for hours, and I was extremely worn out. hot and sweaty. I apologize. It wasn't the best attire for video, but I did not have anything to change into right at that moment. I did a live feed direct from my cell phone. And then she gave me her phone number and everything like that. Okay, so does anybody else feel really horrible for even mentioning that at all? Like talking about like the way she filmed? Because I do. I just said, oh, that wasn't very professional, but it's like, that was lame that I said that. I felt like an idiot for, Anyways, she spent time talking to me on the phone today about all the different stuff. Well, I did. I felt bad. Okay? I guess I'm not like you, intellectually insane or Mama Bear. All right? And I guess that's your name fits there right there, doesn't it? Yeah. That's what I figured. Intellectually insane. Perfect name. Perfect name. No, I'm saying that... forget it. You guys don't get it. I guess you didn't even hear what I said. Jesus. Right. People were making fun of her dress on the show last night. I avoided that part, but I just said, that's not very professional looking to start off, and then I reeled it back in because I wasn't sure. And then I'm saying, oh, wow. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say, is if you go read the comments in the video after the show, like go through them, there's a whole bunch of people still joking around about that shit. Okay? Okay, you're talking to somebody else? Okay, well, you answered right when I said it.
Monetize you, my son. Say 3 Hail Marys and 3 Our Fathers and be mean no more.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go to the interviews now. I always say, all right, so, when I'm wasting time. From now on, I'll just try not to say a damn thing. Okay, so maybe you're not intellectually insane, even though you call yourself that. It was such an easy mark, though, after you said, no. Yeah. See, I don't have girl code. Like I always tell you guys, I can't follow 16 conversations at the same time. Somehow, you guys can all do it. I don't know. But it's amazing. Unbelievable. Okay, her name is Ashley Lopez, and there's a streaming news channel, WMTV Channel 27. That's who she is affiliated with. She's not an actual reporter either. She was just helping out, letting people know what she knew and streamed live. So that's even cooler that she was doing that. All right. I don't know if that's the one. Hold on a second. Huh. No, that's not it. I'm trying to... Oh, yeah. God, I was wondering whether I was in the wrong folder, but everything looked the same. I even had the video, the audio file in that same folder. Hold on a second. It's not going to be any music while I fumble through the folders. There we go.
This is Ray.
Hi, it's Ashley calling back.
So these are just spur of the moment. So this is right when I first called her. She didn't answer. Then she called me back, and I recorded it. She said I could too.
Sorry about that.
So it's just raw.
Yeah,
There's no editing here. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Oh yeah.
See, she caught me off guard. I was just sitting around doing
On a
nothing.
different screen. I was kind of trying to figure out some stuff on the Skylea. Is it pronounced Skylea or just Skylea or how do
Skylea.
Yeah,
Just Skylea. She went by Sky a lot of the time.
Yeah. So what? I mean, I want to apologize that on the show with where they were talking about the look on there.
Yeah, well, I had been out. I had helped. I initiated the initial physical search on Sunday. So from about 10 a.m. until 3, I was trying to get stuff organized, or about 2:45, and I put a video up, and I asked the community to get together. We all met down at the City Park. We had a couple hundred people, and we mapped out areas where we needed searched, and that's what we did all night long. I didn't get done until about 3 a.m. I even went through falling in the woods into a big old, like, tire tread hole thing that was full of water. I was completely soaked. Went home about 3 a.m., jumped in the shower, and I was still on the phone with people that were still out there till about 6 a.m., and then I was back up. We had planned on a 10 a.m. For everyone to meet back up. We had drones coming in. People that had them locally were going to kind of help out. So I was right back at it. By 11, I was back out searching again, passing out flyers. So I had been on fumes. I was in a tank top. I was in my sports bra. So yeah, I wasn't exactly camera ready or anything. And I don't really report like an actual news reporter. I help out. I do hop up.
Hold on a second. Thank you, Sarah M. That must be on Streamlabs. Thank you. Very cool. All right, here we go.
On there and do a few live things. Occasionally, I kind of do, like if I'm in the area, I'll help out. But Rashar is actually the main reporter for that station. So no, I was not camera ready. I didn't have any of my gear on. I was out actively searching for her with the entire community and trying to keep everyone organized. So I had just spoken with the father. He was right there. I kind of walked off from the group, which is why you see me walking off. I was trying to step away so I could do the live feed. I wasn't even paying attention to my shirt or anything. I was just
don't worry about it. I mean,
I
just wanted to apologize for, it's like, I know.
No, it's okay.
Just kinda gets brought
It
up.
wasn't the first time. I just had the chuckle, and I thought, I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't really thinking about the professional aspect of it. I was just focused on being out there. But then I did notice multiple people commenting.
Yeah, what does it
about
matter,
not
actually?
just on your
You know
thing,
what I mean?
like, in general, and I thought, oh my gosh.
Yeah, what did you think?
So
What do you
super
think?
embarrassing on my end.
Yeah, well, it's not a big deal. What do you think of the? I'll bring it up tonight. I mean, I'm actually recording this. I'll probably edit. You mind if I record some of
Oh,
this?
lovely.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
it's okay.
I don't have to. I mean, I'm just recording it, but if you say I can't use it,
No,
I do
it's
it,
fine. It's totally fine. I'm okay with it.
Okay. What do you think of what's going on here? I mean, it's weird because you got the kids were all taken. Why were they taken from the home?
Well, like I said in the one.
Well, by the way, she corrects a whole bunch of stuff, right? People were saying there's two things that she corrects. There aren't 9 kids, right? There's 7. All right, so that's not. Remember that was out there. I think that was yesterday. People said, "Oh, they got 9 kids. They got 9 kids." There's only 7. Well, I mean, when I say only, that's still a lot of kids. All right.
Little update. What I was told by the father, which is Kevin Carmack, was that they were taken out of the home pending the investigation. He said it's going to be a temporary
That's right,
thing,
Vamplifier.
that 3 of the kids with family members, the other 3 did not.
I bet and it was the older ones that did not, right?
There was a guardianship.
Yeah, so 3 went with the family and 3 went with CPS. And the thing is 3 of the kids living there they didn't have full custody of those 3 kids. So my theory that they were given for another reason to interview them maybe isn't the greatest. Okay, because they were literally, 3 went to the family and then 3 were given to CPS because they actually they're not related to the family that the other 3 were given to. They are in the process of getting full custody of those 3.
Technicality.
Like foster parents, I guess, something like that.
They have a guardianship, like a temporary guardianship of the other kids at this point in time. So by legal standpoint, they weren't like the custodial parents, so they couldn't go with the same family members because of that legal issue. So kind of like they were fostering 3 kids at the time.
Well, do you think maybe that they're trying to get the kids out of there so they can ask them questions? Because I mean, you're talking about what time of day was this? Wasn't it like?
Well, if you're asking me just flat out as just as a person, I mean, without any affiliation to anything, I mean, obviously you look at multiple things and you wonder, well, why were they taken? It doesn't make sense. I don't know because I haven't talked to CPS. I just know that typically that's not the norm for a reason why they're taken out. But yes, as far as like what you're thinking, that's definitely a possibility, to be able to question them and get some more information because, you know, they're not like babies, so they're able to
I don't know who Slocum is, Lynn.
I mean, the ages vary.
Who's Slocum?
But some of them are older, right? So, and this happened at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So the thing is somebody saw something. I mean, it's not like somebody just doesn't disappear.
Just 7 total.
Are there any witnesses that say, "Oh, wow, I saw her walking out the door," and that kind of thing?
Well, there's some unconfirmed reports of video footage that shows her out and about in right in that area, which is fine because that wasn't during the timeline that she would have been gone. This is, you know, in the afternoon time, like between like noon and 1. So that wasn't out of the norm. At about 3 o'clock, I know that Kevin had spoken.
Good night, Jeff.
He called and talked with Amanda, which is his wife, the stepmom of Sky. And they were talking on the phone, and she had explained how Sky had taken the charm bracelet and pulled it apart, took all the pieces out. And this has been kind of an ongoing thing. She would kind of act out. She would do little things, and, you know, typical 10-year-old just being ornery. And so they talked on the phone, and he decided he wanted to FaceTime and have a video chat. So they did a video chat, and...
Hey, thanks, Sandra Mutcher. Hopefully I'm saying that right, but another Streamlabs.
To build a slush fund when you are in jail. You are not mean.
I am mean. Just listen to other YouTubers. I am really mean. And commenters on those YouTube channels. I'm really mean. I'm so mean. Yes, I'm so mean. Did that sound like a robot? I was trying to.
And so they got done with that till about 3:30. The context of the video chat was talking about what she had done wrong, why it was wrong, and that she was going to be grounded for the rest of the evening until he got home because he was coming back from Maryland at that time. I believe he was at the Ohio... No, he was not at that point. He was coming back from Maryland, but he was not at the Ohio Pennsylvania line yet until the second phone call. Sorry. I don't have my notes on me right now, so
That's all right.
I'm kind of winging it based on memory, which I know it pretty well. But that specific phone call, he was still coming back from Maryland. They were going to talk about it when he got back home, so she was sent to her room and to clean it. So between 3:30 and 4...
See, here's what I find it interesting about this is that Skylea was the focus of something that evening, right around that time. You know, that she was brought in on a FaceTime call to discuss something she did wrong, and that she was then going to be grounded for the rest of the evening.
After they hung up the phone and until 4 o'clock, she had seen her again because she went in and reminded her to clean her room. There's a gap between like 4 and between like 8:30. Where she had called. Nothing had happened. She didn't know anything at this point. But she went in there around 8 o'clock and noticed Sky wasn't there. They looked around a little bit, and then she called Kevin. So about 8:30 was the phone call to Kevin. They kept looking around, couldn't find her in her usual spot. She hadn't come back. Didn't know what time she left. Just knew the last time she saw her was when she told her to clean her room, which was about 4 o'clock, shortly after the initial FaceTime video.
Hey, hold on one second. Hey, Ivy Rose, I wanted to say thank you for your comments and support over there on the Lunatics channel over there. Thank you. Hey, thanks, Barbara Smith. You are a great robot, Gray. I'll see you soon.
So fast forward to around...
She could have left
No, go
any
ahead.
time between 4 and
Exactly.
8 then, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, basically anytime
Thanks,
between
Daniel
4
S.
and 8 there's a window. Now, I have personally looked at neighbors' surveillance footage, so I could not definitively see her walk along her street out of the front door. Now, the issue I had was there was a tree blocking
Awesome
their
show as
house
always. Great,
in the
keep it up.
Thank you, Daniel S. and Barbara Smith.
front door. So if she would have walked out and took a left, I wouldn't have seen it on the video. But if she took a right and started heading east, I would have seen her go in front of the camera.
Yeah, so what she's talking about here is she explained it how there's a camera
You are
on.
a great robot, Gray. I'll see you soon.
Push it real good, right? Anyways, their house is right there, and here's the thing. See, this is a street view from 2013. All right. Now somebody said, "Hey, the Gray, you got the wrong house. Look at what it looks like." Well, the thing is, here's what they did. See how there's, if you look at it like that, there's a wall there. They removed this entire wall here, left this up here, made it into a porch, and then put some rails and so forth in there. So it looks a little different, okay? But it is the same one. Now, apparently, let's see. Let me get this right. Yeah, Ashley, she was explaining that she reviewed the surveillance footage from across the street from 4 to 8 something and didn't see her coming out, but she did say that it's sort of like this angle in between there, like basically probably either this house or this house was filming, and you could only see part of the house there, so you really couldn't make out much. But that was the same camera that earlier in the evening, or not even evening, afternoon, early afternoon, 1:30ish or something like that, where police who reviewed it said they saw her, a girl who looked like her, had all the right clothing on and everything. It's just not absolutely clear, but was walking around. What's going on in the chat there? Let me get back to the interview.
So you're talking about a like a motion sensor camera somebody has?
No, it was, well, I mean, it recorded the entire thing. I watched 4.5 hours of recorded footage of that street of a neighbor.
Oh wow! So it actually record. It doesn't. It's not motion activated. Literally.
No, they had the whole thing recorded.
Wow! So you watched from 4 to 8, basically. I mean,
That's what I was looking for.
I stood in their living room and I watched it myself.
And is it across the street? Which neighbor had that?
Yeah, it was on the other side of the road.
Okay, so straight across. I actually have Google
No,
Earth
not
open
straight.
right
It was like
now.
a catty corner. It was like a catty corner.
Okay. Is it the red
catty
one?
corner?
There's one that's kind of a red one, a really tiny one next to that, and then there's one that looks a little bit like their
I can't
house.
give out the exact location. I can tell you it's catty corner. It's on the street and it's in
okay.
view of their house, but there is a tree blocking the view of the camera.
Yeah, so this is the tree right there.
Yeah, so I can probably figure that out. Yeah, it's weird because if you look at their house, in 2013 it had like a mud room. I mean, this is unrelated, but it has a mud room, but now they've converted it to it's like a porch. They actually just took out the walls, everything's the same. But if you go on Google Earth and look at the street view image, it's right next to a really broken down house that looks like they're trying to...
I got some Wally Gator video coming up too.
I don't know if it's still there anymore. But so you're saying, what if was there anything in the room, like a window open or anything like that?
It's definitely possible. Hang on just a second.
Because there's like that big segment of the house behind the front. There's like that front segment, and then it's really big back there. Yeah.
Right, and we walked around it, and I had my dog that knows the family, because when she runs off, she runs down there. She loves the kids. That's how I know them, plus they're my neighbors. I live right down the street from them.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I know them personally, which is also part of why I had that fire under me to really try and help. Prior to that, my dog had gotten out. The past 2 times she'd gotten out, I actually had to carry her home. She absolutely loves the kids. She just goes over there and plays. I have kids too, and she loves being at the house, but children often go visit her little friends.
Yeah, it could have been taken out the
neighborhood
back.
that She's, we walk her, she meets people, and then she decides if she gets out, children come over and say hi. So the neighbors know who she is. She's a sweet little dog. Not little, she's a big dog, but she's a sweet dog.
Well, I have a little one,
But-
4 pounds, Blue. That's his name.
Yeah, mine's like 75 pounds,
The
but
head-
she's just
yeah.
a big old baby.
I was about to say the head of her dog weighs more than Blue. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
She's tall and lean. She's a beautiful dog. They know who she is. She goes out and visits. I walked her down there, and the kids are like, "Oh, it's Molly!" They're all excited. So.
Here's a question for you.
They
You know,
know-
you know where she stayed, the room, is it on the second floor that she stayed in?
I don't know.
The reason I asked that question is because if you look at that, there isn't really a lot of window, and even these are sort of high, right? And if it's on the second floor, that'd be a long jump. How would you get out there? I'm going to see if I can find it in Wally's video. He does this kind of a cool drive around, and then it cuts off right when you didn't want it to cut off, but he gets a A for effort. He said, "Hey, Gray, I'm in the area. You want me to, he did what Cairo does."
Specifically, which
You guys should all do
room,
that,
I did
man.
not
If you live
ask
somewhere,
because I
film the
know
damn
they
thing.
moved stuff
Send it to
and
me.
Moved them around.
We'll call it crowd reporting.
I didn't ask that specific question.
Well, let me
to
ask you
them.
this, because on the street view,
No, I didn't edit
look at
it,
that
Wally. You
back
got to leave it
section
like
of the
that.
house. There's only a couple windows high, and almost no windows down low, but maybe they've modified that too. Are there more windows on the lower level?
I didn't.
Oh, look,
I
there's.
didn't go inside.
Look at that. That's the Google Earth camera on top of the vehicle right there. See that? Got a good shot of it.
But I didn't see the windows on the bottom. I know you can tell it's like added on and it's a little
Yeah.
different kind of thing going on. I do know that, but I haven't been inside it to, definitely not to search it, but just to look at it. I've been on the front porch. I mean, I can look in and see what I could see, like the little living room area, and then the step up and into that back section of the house. But I never walked in it myself. I walked around it. My dog, was sniffing around. She went through around the side, around the back, around the alley. So I mean, I know what the house looks like, and I've been right there
Is
checking
there
it
anybody
out.
with
but
cameras on the street behind their house? The other street? 'Cause
That
maybe
guy's
she went
like,
out
"What's
the
that?
back and
What
then
is
went
that
out the
thing?"
front.
Right. And we checked one, and even with our cameras, ours is set to delete the hard drive and reset every 3 months. And I can't pull anything off of ours.
Cameras should actually save out. I mean, to delete 3 months just coldly, like boom, that's ridiculous. So you need to have something where it's like a rolling thing where it's, well, I guess if you could set it up where it saves every 2 weeks out and then maybe keeps it for a year and at the end of the year. But man, can you believe a camera that just keeps filming 24/7? That must be a massive amount of video.
The monthly reboot's normal, but it was a hard drive reset, and it completely...
I see.
Oh, hey.
See, look at that. This is how this first call ended. Look at that. And then she called back again, but, well, anyways, look at, watch.
Oh, what is it? Okay, all right.
Yep.
Okay.
I can drive and reset
Hold on. It's right
every
here.
3 months, and I can't pull anything off of ours. It reset. The monthly reboot's normal, but it was a hard drive reset, and it completely...
I see.
Oh, hey, there's a break in the case. I gotta go. I'll call you back.
Oh, what is it? Okay, all right.
Yep.
I tried to get it for you guys, but it didn't work, all right? I was like, what is it? Okay. Oh, shit. Anyways, she did call back after that one and said that it turned out to not be anything. I recorded that call, and I lost all of it somehow. I don't know what happened. I think, I don't know. I thought I saved it, but maybe I didn't. All right. So now we're going to move on to the second call. And this was done about an hour, well, not even that, like 30 minutes before our show started. I actually called at 8, and then I hung up really quick because I went, oh shit, it's 11. But she's absolutely awake, and then called me back. And the station she works for, WMTV Channel 27 on Facebook, was streaming live, and here we go. Let's do this one. She basically told me she read the same thing that she prepared for that guy.
Ooh, this is great.
Hi, it's Ashley calling back. Sorry about that.
Is this the right one?
Oh, yeah. Just hold on one second.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. So I was just, I wasn't really, I was on. Wait, that sounds like the one from before. Hold on a second. Doesn't it?
Ooh, this is great.
Yeah, that's exactly
Hi.
the same. God, I hope I didn't screw that up. Hold on. I might have it in the, this other folder. Oh, I think I saved it in the wrong one. I get it. God. Is that it right there?
I
No,
got
he-
your call. I was on the.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let me just save this. Why isn't this exporting correctly? Hold on, everybody. I want to make sure I don't lose this. I still have it, though. Thank God. Alright, so I think I'm saving it out correctly this time. So this is part 2 of the interview, but it was hours later. And then she goes through a pretty good timeline for all of us. Let's make sure.
I
No,
got
he-
your call. I was on the other line.
There we go. We'd have to
and
be
I was
sorry.
trying to hang up with them, and I hit the wrong button.
Well, my problem was,
I have been nonstop.
that it was 11. I didn't I forgot that it was 11 over there. I was like, oh crap.
No, it's okay. No, it's all right.
Yeah.
I was on the phone actually. The new development, the issue that threw me through a loop earlier, that was nothing, has kind of resurfaced it as something again.
Well, I'm
So
I'm
we're
watching that
following
guy, Richard Tyson. He works
Richard,
with
yeah, I
Richard.
I just got off
Richard.
the phone with him earlier. He's on live now to report what I was just telling him. Yeah,
Okay.
I just talked with the dad. We got confirmation from some of the search. Yeah, there's an object that was found.
Wait, hold on. Hey, there's Ashley's in the chat right there, everybody. So say hello. All right. Yeah, thanks a lot for the interviews. Good stuff. Clarifies a lot of information.
Sonar, and they've gone over it. They weren't able to recover it, but it was an object of interest, obviously, and they're going back at daybreak to research that location.
It's like a pond or something, right? And secondly, what are you still doing up? What time is it over there right now? Let's see. Well, it's about 1, I guess. I guess you're going to be up all night anyways. Right?
Correct. Now, I know everyone's wondering what's the connection, if you will. I messaged the dad and asked him about an address. He claims it's because. Okay, let me rewind. I asked him earlier. I knew that the stepmom went to Oak Hill. I knew she grew up in that area. I asked him specifically if this address rang a bell or if it was the area, like the house she grew up in or whatever. But as you look on the Google Maps and everything, you realize that the pond is not at that same location, which is why he wouldn't recognize the address I gave him. But that's where the search team started.
So what's
That's not where they ended up.
What's the can you give me the locations of those so I can put a pin on the map?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 832 100 North.
Okay, 832. Man, those street names there drive me nuts. I'm just going to be honest.
I know.
With you.
It's Indiana.
That's crazy. So it's actually, okay, 832 County Road West
100, and then there's a whole nother one that says
100 north.
yeah, and then there's an 832. Yeah, 832 West, 100 North, 27. Is that not it?
Is it West 100 North 27? Yeah. 832 West 100 North 27. Yeah, the second one you said. Sorry, around here people know what you're saying without giving the full address.
Oh yeah.
Like-
Okay, so
I'll just call that girl code.
Like
It's
you
girl
say
code.
ESD, and they're gonna know it's East South D, and ISD.
Here's what I think. I think in Indiana, in small towns like this, they teach men girl code by having the street names like this. And after a while, when it's easier to decipher what somebody's saying, because you've had to deal with these freaking road signs. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah.
ESD.
wow,
So,
you guys. I think you guys are just all smarter than everybody. I mean, if I had to deal with that, I wouldn't be able to tell anybody anything. It's like west, north, east, south, and street.
Yeah, it gets a little confusing. That's why when the full address is out, like I know where the location is, even though I don't put the full address, but that's because they have like little shortened names for certain areas. Like I don't know.
So what is at
I
this
guess if you're
property here? Is that pond that's right there, that little tiny pond?
Yeah, behind it, or yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
just
think
right
it's
off the road there.
East of it, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the area of interest right now.
Well, it's north of.
But
Well,
again-
it's south of. Well, the pin that gets put on Google Earth, it's south of. It's but it's on.
It's like it's
south of that, but it's just.
yeah, it's down a little, and I think a little bit. Well, yeah, because it's a little bit east. But I think that's the upper area, and then it goes. But yeah, no, you're right. It's just the way it moves. I was looking.
Yeah, it's hard to explain it. I'm so used to everybody seeing what I'm doing that it seemed like she was looking at my screen while I was talking to her. But obviously she wasn't, but she knows that's... is this the correct location, Ashley, of the pond right here? Right there? Since now you can actually see it.
At the map.
Okay,
I was looking
but
at
it's
a
just
different
right
point of
there.
those ponds.
It's just right
Yeah.
there, though, right off
Not-
of
far.
West 100 North 27, right off of
Thank
West
you.
100. I mean, part
Right.
of it is right, like just a little piece there. Okay.
Correct. And when I
Alright.
sent him the message, the fact that I had it shortened could have been the reason why he didn't recognize the address. So, could have been a little whoops on my part by not giving him the full, like, legal address, I guess.
So is this address associated with?
I don't know. We haven't confirmed that yet. I've got somebody looking at it right now. Like, this all is just popping off in the last, 20 minutes.
Okay, and what's the other address that you were thinking about? Was there another one that you were talking about, or?
Oh, I don't know it yet. I'm still trying to dig it up. I'm trying to dig up her actual old address. I haven't recovered that yet. I've got someone looking for it. Yeah.
That's interesting, though. That's so
Yeah.
far away. I mean, what would make them? They went there from intel, not from, obviously they went there
Right.
because they think something, and then they went and searched a.
There's a connection, and I don't know the specific connection. I know, rumored connection. And based on that, when you put your ear to the ground,
Is that my-
you hear things. I
My
mean,
chin
all I
I'm
know
scrapping?
is in that area. She went to school in that school district.
It's like my
So
hair in
that
my
area
chin.
is known for that. But that's the only connection I can come up with at this point. I don't have any confirmation of it, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's her. It just happens to be a coincidence at this point that they're looking in that area. But again, there's no body found, but there has been an object located. They just were not able to retrieve it and identify what it was.
And they don't even know
Or
if it's
is.
related to anything at this point? The
Correct.
object?
We don't know yet. Correct.
Oh, okay.
But they are going to have another search in the morning. So first thing in the morning, they've got a specialized dive team going in.
Right. And then what you were saying earlier, the thing is it sucks. I hit the wrong button and I lost everything that we were done. The second part of the call that you
Yeah.
I mean, all I really want to do is, so you were saying that there was 7 children, right?
Yeah, 7.
And then the other part was from 4 to 8 is a window, and then there was a when were those calls made that you referenced? That there was a call made and then another. I think it was like 3:30.
Okay, so here's where it's better because now she pulls out an actual written timeline and goes through it. So now we'll have all the information, accurate information. Here we go.
I actually have my notes on me this time. So
Oh,
hang
cool.
on, let me for that.
Oh, great.
Not all of them, but I at least have the timeline on here.
Okay, all right.
So let me go back. All right.
Well, why don't you bust through the timeline that you have? Let's put it out there.
Okay. You want me to just read the whole thing?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Well, starting that morning, the morning and afternoon, the timeline, which would have been Saturday is when she was considered. Let me make sure I don't have the date on this because this is a quick summary. Hold on. I am not about to mess with that date. Okay. So the 31st, this is Saturday, right here.
Mm-hmm.
So Saturday, Skylea was outside on and off during the late morning and early afternoon time. She did not have her backpack, pillow, or blanket with her during that time. It's alleged and assumed with the surveillance footage that was seen, there is a young person that appears to be a female with a similar clothing, similar build, in that vicinity, and it can't be confirmed that it's her, but it definitely looks like her. Walking around, just kind of, using a stick, kind of just walking up and down the street like a normal little 10-year-old, just bored, trying to, just walking up and down. That was also addressed by parents who said, she hadn't been in trouble at that point. So it wasn't, that would have been normal to see her during that time frame. Between 3 and 3:30, there was a phone call made and subsequent video chat that was done by Kevin, the father, Amanda, the stepmom, and Skylea, or Sky. The call consisted of a conversation about Sky taking apart a charm bracelet that was not hers. Her dad said he would talk about it and deal with it when he got home, but for the rest of the day, she was grounded. Again, that's until he got home, and he's a truck driver. So he was coming back from Maryland. Around 4 p.m., Amanda reminded Sky to clean her room. That was the last time she remembers speaking and seeing her. Around 8:30, 8:45, Amanda texted Kevin that she cannot find Sky. A little after 9, the police were informed of the situation. Kevin got back in town and started searching around 1 a.m. and through the night. And at 7 a.m., Kevin told the officers to make it public and issue the missing persons report. Nobody saw her pack anything, so they didn't see her pack her blanket or any of that stuff. But she did always have her blanket with her or near her. But they couldn't find that blanket or her pillow.
Thank you, Rick Raven. Hey, good night. Have a good one.
Good night, Gray and Freaks. Informative as usual.
Excellent. Thank you.
Or her backpack or that drawstring bag, which is why it's assumed that's what she probably has with her. She is not autistic, but her blanket is purple puzzle pieces, which is autism awareness type, and she has no brain tumor, as some of these other reports are going around. She doesn't have that. She was tested between the ages of 3 and 4 for autism a long time ago. It was determined that she was not autistic. So no, she's never been formally diagnosed as autistic. But she does support autism awareness.
And the silver alert was for extremely endangered. Extreme danger.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because of the timeline at this point. There's a 10-year-old missing.
Right, so that's all updated information right there. She didn't have autism, even though it said autism awareness. We said, well, it might not mean that. Maybe somebody else in the family or has that. I guess she was tested for it at a younger age, doesn't have it. And she didn't have a brain tumor. So I'm not sure where in the hell that even came from. I mean, how did that get put out there somewhere? That's amazing.
At that length of time.
Okay, and then tonight,
I mean, I guess it's sort of breaking news. It's on your channel, which is channel 27 News, WMTV, channel 27.
That's
right?
correct.
Yeah, and,
Yep, that's correct.
and they're searching a pond, and they've located an item using sonar under the water, and they're probably going to find the answer to what that item is probably really shortly here, I would imagine.
Probably in the morning, because they're getting the team back together to do that. In
Oh,
the
really?
morning, at
Okay.
daybreak.
Huh, interesting. Okay. So, let's see. And the other part was that you yourself watched some surveillance between 4 and 8:30, was it?
I guess that was already recorded.
Yeah, between 4 and 8:40 p.m.
Yeah, 8:40.
And that is provided the timestamps are correct, which, I mean, that's the timestamps that I watched on the DVR, and it was supposedly connected, like the correct timestamp. Like, it wasn't like 5 minutes ahead or anything like that. So it should be
accurate.
right on the money.
So you saw on that the person who looks like it could be Kaylee. You saw that, but
No.
You didn't, but it was earlier,
No,
right?
that was
Okay.
earlier in the day. I did not see, because I was looking for that.
Oh, that's
I did
right.
not
I see.
see that.
Oh, that's right. Somebody.
No,
yeah, that's right. So you started watching it
That
from
was
4 to 8. It was somebody else who
Correct.
was looking at it from the whole day, and she was on there
Correct.
earlier. Okay. Yeah, all right.
Allegedly on there. It looks like her, the description.
I mean, so the thing is, the part where you see her on surveillance before 4 is almost kind of irrelevant in a way. I mean, it shows that she was doing the things that people said, maybe playing around. But if everything else is true, that I want to know if the surveillance shows her going back home around that same time too. But we also have to know, I mean, I wonder if there's a way to prove that the Snapchat or the FaceTime phone call, while it may have taken place, how do we prove that she was actually on that call? You see, that's the part that. And then, did she actually make it home after she was walking around? I mean, I guess it would be easy to confirm that kind of stuff by asking any one of the 6 other kids. And it sounds like this stuff actually happened, that there was this charm bracelet incident, and then the father called, and they did the FaceTime meeting, and then she got grounded. And then it does sound like she was missing her backpack, pillow, and a blanket. Is that right? Backpack, pillow, and a blanket, if I remember right from what you said. So if that's true, that's interesting, because that means, I mean, if she was kidnapped, why would somebody, unless they were kidnapping her to keep her alive, why would you take the blanket and that type of thing? It almost feels like it's interesting. It kind of adds a complexity to it.
Matches, but there's no confirmation of it.
Okay.
Oh, and it's drawstring bag. Okay. Thank you.
I don't think we kind of covered most of what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, we were just kind of speculating on whether or not the kids may have been put in foster care, perhaps this is my speculation really, to be able to ask them questions and figure stuff out. Because if you have a time frame between 4 and 8, you would think that, or 4 and 8:30 even, that you would think that one of these other 6 kids would have noticed something, heard something.
Yeah. I mean, that's obvious in that aspect.
Yeah, it's obvious, but you'd think they'd ask.
In the strategic way, I don't know if there was a strategic way of placement in order to obtain information from the kids. I don't know if that's what they were doing, and they never told me or confirmed with me about that, and they wouldn't.
Do you guys hear that little ring in the background there? That was Wally accidentally calling me on Facebook?
Because it's children, so I wouldn't get that information. I do know that 3 went with family members. The other 3 went into foster care.
Okay. And you don't know the age ranges of each of those 2 sets?
Not the exact age range, but there were a few younger ones, the littler ones, and then there were a few older ones. So she was right in the middle, basically.
Do you know which ones went to where, though? Like
That I don't know because I didn't know which 3 were which.
Yeah.
I'm under the assumption that the younger ones stayed together, and the older ones stayed together.
Right.
But I'm not 100% sure because I didn't even have that clarification until last night, actually, that they weren't all their kids. There was 3.
You know, I have to say, I'm reading somebody's comment. Look at here. When Wally's driving around, I'm thinking, you seem like the fishiest person that I've ever. I mean, he's driving on the road, and then he does another loop around. He drives by cops. I was thinking the whole time, wow, Wally, I mean, in a minute here, they're going to pull you over. And they're going to wonder what the hell you're doing there. Okay, but I was thinking that the entire time. It was hilarious.
3 that were the other 3, they were like they had kind of like guardianship, but it wasn't legal guardianship. They were in the process of having that to where they would be like their foster parents, basically, or guardians.
Oh, wow.
In the meantime, it was like a temporary thing until the
Yeah,
legality.
and that's what Ashley said above. That's why she
Because of that,
filmed
they
you.
were not able to go with the family members of the other 3. If that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
of the lack of legal guardianship.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that makes sense. Huh, so that would mean, okay, I see.
But good job, Wally. Way to get out there, buddy. You know what you were doing. Good stuff.
Yeah, so all 6 of them would have been with family had it
Correct.
been, right, okay.
Have, Yep.
And you actually kind of live around in that area, right? I mean, that's what's
I
so
do.
fortunate that you were able to get on the scene. And
Yeah, and my dog, like I said before, got out. She's going over there. She got out again today. As soon as after I talked to you and got off the phone with you, she bolted out. I had to go chase her down. She ran straight over there, laid down again in front of their house, and she just keeps running back there.
yeah, weird.
You know, it's a dog. I feel like she senses something's up. You know how dogs are, but I had to run back down there and chase her down and bring her back home.
Yeah. Well, you have my my Skype number, so I'm probably going to go live here in a few, like maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes or so.
Hey, Wally, do you live out in that area too, or what? Because that's what's so cool is I have people. Cairo drives all around the country, so he takes video. And then I've had Wally, and then over the, I don't know, year or so, I've had other people in other areas send me video.
And then, you know, if something, you've already done your reporting or whatever.
Hey, a
something
love
great,
connection here is going on
then you
here.
can just call the number, and I'll just break into whatever the hell I'm talking about to take your call. Right?
Okay. Oh, and will you please, because it really did bother me, will you mention about my outfit? It really bothered me because I was not camera ready.
Okay.
Hey, thanks, Woods Girl. Here, I'll pause the rest for the ending. Hold on. There's going to be words read on the screen. Is it going to be a British accent? Good eye, mate.
These interviews are incredible, so much new info every time. Ashley, thank you for your dedication and heart to help. Great info.
Yep. It's awesome. Thank you.
It's
Well,
been
well,
digging
well,
at me.
Yeah, well, I think it's in the first. I did record that first
Okay.
recording, but yeah, well, it was more on us. Okay, we shouldn't have Nobody should have said anything.
It's okay. I know you didn't know the situation, and it's okay. And I just wasn't in the mindset thinking, oh, what am I wearing? Like, my focus was I was so busy, like, active researching, and it was hot. I was not about to be wearing, like, full business style outfits or polos or anything.
I'm laughing at what Patricia wrote.
And some, you know, like, legging type stuff. At one point, I had my boots on. I mean, I was out there. I was covered in mud at one point. I mean, it was...
Yeah.
I was actively out there. I see what the outside, you know, from the outside looking in, it didn't look professional. So I do apologize that I just was not thinking about that in the moment.
Well, I'll just play this whole thing that you just said. So,
Yeah.
that was fine. Yeah. No, listen, I appreciate you going over that timeline and filling in some of the information that that was inaccurate. You know, there's always that inaccurate reporting out there. And then there's people that know the answers, and there's people who don't have the answers.
You know what I was thinking? Really quick is, shouldn't delusional lucidity and intellectually insane sort of communicate with each other? I'm trying to figure out, how does that work? Lucidly delusional, so sort of a clear delusion. And then we've got intellectually insane. We'll have to figure out how that works, but filling us in.
No problem.
All right? So if something breaks in, feel free to just call right in, all right?
Will do. I'll keep you posted.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See? Thank you very much, Ashley. Really appreciate it. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, so I guess... What the heck was I going to do next? Oh yeah, I'm going to play Wally's video. Here we go.
I'm going to try this one more time, Gray.
Wally Gator, everybody!
Tell them it's way too big anyway, but that's the one I want to send you. I'll have to get home and cut it down and see if I can get it to send or not. Maybe I'll try it through somebody else too. I am pure amateur. Yeah, anyway, this is her road. Coming
Yeah!
East, South 2nd, East, South D.
I'll turn it off.
Okay, turning left right here, and this will be her house. There's a big blue house next to her.
There's a big blue house.
Her house is the second one to the right. This one right there.
I guess that camper's on their property too. And if we pause the camera right there, is that about the angle that you're talking about with the security camera? Maybe a little bit more.
Police in front of us.
Yeah, maybe like that.
Right here.
So that's a police right there. Unmarked car looking at Wally as he drives by.
Police.
Curious as who the hell that was.
I don't know what Fairmount's doing in Gas City, but that's the little town next to Gas.
Oh, that's the wrong tree back here?
Looks like her house is the second one to the right. This one right there.
Oh, so it's the camera house is past this area. Let me get this back up again. Okay, so this isn't the tree that was blocking the view. Is that what you're saying? Is it like okay, so the angle comes in like this? Is this kind of how the angle of the camera came in? Like this one? I'll go back to the video here in a second, but I'm trying to get Ashley to... Because this is the only tree I see on that side of the street that could block it. So it's like this. Okay. Huh. That's interesting. That's actually a better angle to see things. And so the tree that's blocking is going to be a tree on the property of wherever the camera was is blocking the view, right? Okay. Back to Wally. Let's go back to Wally. I'm going to go back a little bit.
South 2nd, East, South D. Okay, turning left right here, and this will be her house. There's a big blue house next to her. Looks like her house is the second one to the right. This one right there. Looks like we got police in front of us.
And Wally said that they have the alley, you know, like in the Fretwell case, you had the alley behind the house. I guess they had it blocked off for some reason today when Wally was there, the alley's blocked off.
Paramount Police. I don't know what Paramount's doing in Gas City, but that's the little town next to Gas City. They're kind of connected almost. Anyway, come to a four-way stop. This is her neighborhood. Go on forward here and just make a little journey around the neighborhood again on regular camera.
Oh, so maybe we drive by you in a second here. Ashley, let's see. Tell us when we see you.
Back to my right, which should be probably south. Wanted to show you.
Wait, hold on. So when he drove, the alley's like right there to the right, right? Isn't that the alley right
there? Make a little journey around the neighborhood again on regular camera.
Wait, hold on. Let me get this. No, the alley goes. It's perpendicular, so it'd be okay. Forget it. I'm just trying to remember what the hell I'm looking at here. Yeah, so the alley's to the right behind all these buildings.
What Fairmount's doing in Gas
Well, I'll show
City.
you on the map here. Look.
That's the little town next to Gas City. They're kind of connected almost.
It's right here.
Anyway.
This thing right there.
Come to a four-way stop.
That's the alley.
This is her neighborhood.
South 3rd
Go on
Street.
forward here and just make a little journey around the neighborhood again on regular camera.
Oh, you went 2 blocks? Jeez, what are you trying to throw me off there, Wally? Jesus.
Okay, so I'll turn back to my right, which should be probably south.
Okay, so where are we right now on this map, Wally? So you drove this way, right? Aren't you on this street right now, 3rd Street? And then you drove down right here, right? Because that's the alley. Didn't you drive on this street right there? Like right there, right? I figured you got on this one at some point. Let's see. Oh, that's not it. Are you back further this way or what? Ah, crap.
Wanted to show you, I think I got it though on another video of that house from last night.
Oh, okay, so you're turning.
It was pretty close.
This is
in
where...
a few blocks. Come back around. This should be the back side of her house.
Oh, so there's a little school right there. Let me find that. So you're trying to drive right around here, right? Like you can see your house through. You're not on this street, right? That's the alley. So where is that little school thing that you're just driving by? Where is that? On this map, where's that school? Can you point to that? Ah, look at that. 3rd and East Southeast. My God. Okay, right there. That's kind of what I was thinking. Just right there, yeah. And so right here is that school visible? Like how come you can't see that school that you can see in his video or whatever it is? There's a school bus and then that building. Where's that church? Right there.
They had an alley behind her house blocked off, so we can't go down the alley, but this is South 3rd, East, South.
South 3rd Street. Let's see. South 3rd Street. Oh God, come on, just. It's right there, so that's, no, it didn't work. Alright, forget it. I'm just gonna go here. It's too hard to, if you go extra blocks, it makes it hard. I thought you were just going around the corner.
E as in Edward Street.
Alright, so it's 3rd Street, and let me try to get this on the side here. I just want to follow from where you're at for the rest of it. Ah, man, this is just brutal. South 3rd Street. Alright, so south. I'm going to lose that again for some damn reason. South 3rd Street. And East South East Street. My God. Doesn't do it. God, really? It doesn't actually find it. All that effort for absolutely nothing. I think this might be it right here, though. Let's take a look. Yeah. Wait, did it say south? Yeah, wasn't that right? South 3rd Street and East South. I think this is the sign he was just looking at, right? And that, so you're looking at it like that. That means you're looking down like this road, and I think that's what you're seeing. Okay, that house right, these two homes right there are these two right there. Okay, good. So now we're on the right. I know where I am now. There we go. So let's take a look at that from the sky. And you're just turning down that street, and just a couple, 3 or 4 homes down later, if you look to the right, you can see the backyard of that house right there. And just a second.
So this should be your house right over here to the right.
That's way over there.
Yeah, it is.
It's back there. So is this where you saw him? And what's going on here?
Be the alley.
Are these police cars right here? Because look at that. Dark car, tinted windows. Dark car, tinted windows. Dark car, tinted windows.
This should be the back of her house.
What were those cars right there?
It's right there. Well, we just passed it, I think. A little blue house to the right.
I think it's the next after this
the
next
alley.
one. Okay, that's 311. Let's go check that out. Let's just, I want to try to catch where he needs to be looking. I think it's, is that 211? I think that's what's on the video though. Hold on. I mean, look at that, the window structure with the tree there. That's it. Okay, so this house here, if I was to look right, yeah, so right behind it over there is the house. So it's actually right back there. And then you might be able to see it as it goes around here, back, it's back over here.
That should be your house underneath that tree to the right, anyway.
Yeah, like over here. It's one of these.
I can't get very good here. Here we got police up here. Looks like, unless that's security, looking in the back of that trailer. And it's police. It's that Fairmount police we just passed.
Yeah, so he was saying that there's police looking through the trailers over here. And that's kind of ominous.
They're over looking in the back of that semi-trailer. I'm not going to get too intrusive here because he's doing their job. I'm not going to get too close. But that's the police over there looking at
3 in a row? 3 tinted cars in a row like that? I don't know, man. That looked weird.
Come back around, and that'll be her house right here to the right. There's that big blue house, and then there's her house.
So listen to Wally really carefully here, everybody. It's awesome.
That gray house right there. In between that blue garage and the blue house is a gray house. And come on back around. This is just her corner right here. So you can see that's a pretty big factory over there. They were looking in the back of them semi-trailers, I'm sure, to see if maybe they see a body in the back of one of them trailers. That's sad. I'm going to go ahead and hang right again, go by her house. Oh, shit. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, look at it.
Shouldn't cuss, I know.
You shouldn't cuss, he said. And then he laughs about it. Come on, that was awesome.
Here's her house.
Here, hear that again, hear that again.
Sorry about that, guys. I shouldn't cuss, I know. Anyway.
That's like me, man. That was just like
Here's
me.
her house.
But look at the bad timing that this thing turned off at. Look at this. It's crazy.
So maybe I can get a close video. Neighbor out there, I had to wave to him, but this will be her.
Right there. It's like right when you were gonna get to the spot. I think you only have a 5-minute limit or something on your video, but it was right there. You're actually filming the house. We were gonna get to look at it. And if you look right here, there's been some modifications made to the porch, like I said earlier. They removed the wall that was right here, and then they put the door on the actual house and then made the awning there just like a porch area. It doesn't look like that now. If you go to the, if you look at Street View in 2013, that's the newest one, and you look at it, it's actually a structure. Crap, what the hell is it? That's a structure there with a wall, and then now that door is connected to the house, or a door, probably not the same one. They just made a little porch out of that like this. They kind of turned this into this type of situation. All right, but hey, good job, Wally. I think Wally kind of snuck out of the room because he didn't want me to play the part where he just said shit, okay? Come on. What's wrong with saying shit every once in a while, everybody? I know you can't say that on television, but this is the wild west of the internet. Yeah, I mean, look, why did it stop right then, Wally? I mean, my God, it was like we were just going to get to see the front of the house. On your second loop, probably when Ashley spider senses went up and went, whoa, who in the hell is this guy? I mean, he's doing loops all around. He's inserting himself into the case. He's probably, who knows? But nope, I can vouch Wally Gator is just somebody from my channel who wanted to go there and film. And apparently talked to the dad. Was he just outside, Wally? What was he doing? Yeah, were you kind of nervous about him the whole time, Ashley? Like, how long were you tripping out about him? Here, hold on. I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna open up Zoom now for anybody to call in. So hold on a second. I don't have my music playing, so I got to get that going before I freak you guys out with too much silence. I know that's my favorite song, but the sounds of silence, or the sound of silence. Sound of silence. My God. Sometimes I put the S on there. I got to get Zoom set up. I'll let you know. So Zoom is ready in 3, 2, 1, and Zoom is good. All right, there you go. So multiple people can call in on Zoom. It's up there if you're on the East Coast. Well, hold on. Let's do the... if you're on the East Coast, it's 669-900-6833. Well, excuse me, that was the West Coast. West of the Rockies, it's 669-900-6833. East of the Rockies, it's 929-205-6099. There is no wild card line for any of you. In fact, you can call in about whatever the hell you want to call in about. If you want to tell us what the weather's like in Florida, let me know. What are you worried about, Wally? I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Yeah, I mean, basically, Wally was a little bit like our buddy from Delphi who was driving around, and he went to the cemetery, and then 2 girls drove by and said, "Oh my God, what's he doing there?" And then they reported him to the police, even though they were there doing the exact same thing he was doing there. Right? But everybody, starts reporting everybody because, they're trying to be vigilant. But I guess at the same time, it's like, really? Was there anything else that he was doing? The guy was having lunch at the cemetery thinking about what the hell was going on. The case, X2 Malandy, Andy. You guys know who he is, right? It's crazy. So now, Wally Gator is the new X2 Malandy. Excellent. Yeah, I hope she's not in the pond either. I wonder why they didn't search it tonight. I mean, it seems like you could get people out there and get some lights or whatever. I don't know. Maybe they just want daylight. And I mean, if it's her, they'll let her be in there for another day. I don't know. Another night. That's kind of weird. Yeah, Wally, you were safe the whole time. Okay, I already knew why you're going there. I don't know where you live or anything, but you said that you were in the area and you wanted to film it. And I said, sure. Of course, you sent other videos too, but I couldn't play them. They're like rotated around and. Yeah, it didn't look like you were in the way there, Wally. What you did is no different than anybody else. Like Ashley walking around, asking questions. She's, helps out at the WMTV channel 27, but, I don't know. What would you have to have media credentials to go ask questions to people? I don't think so. Shogun said, Michelle, honestly, I am a pig. It's like I'd never seen food before. Disgusting. All right. Well, I want to call and complain about how much junk I ate this weekend. Well, do it. Oh, by the way, Kit Kat, are you out there? Kit Kat, are you out there? Okay, today let's see, I was called by the people that I'm trying to make my visors for that say freak and then Gray Hughes Investigates underneath them. And then I called, and then they sent me to the art person because I don't really like. Maybe you guys can tell me. I wanted you guys to tell me what you thought of what they sent me back, because it wasn't what I sent them. And the lady that talked to me was absolutely a clone of Kit Kat's voice. There she is. I mean, it was so startling. I really could not believe it. Like, everybody recognizes Kit Kat when she talks, right? This lady was an absolute doppelganger for the voice and laughed the same. It was unreal. It was really... I actually stopped like, we were talking about the damn visor, and I said, hold on a second. I go, I got to tell you something. I do YouTube true crime, and I have this lady that calls in named Kit Kat, and she sounds exactly like you. I mean, down to the laugh, every single thing like that. And wow. I mean, and then what was interesting at the end, she goes, oh, I love true crime. I watched, all these different channels that we all watch. So I thought that was a little bit strange. But man, absolute freaking, it was crazy. Could not believe it. So here, I'm going to show you the design here in a second. Yeah, there it is. All right, hold on a second. All right, see, this is what they did to it. See, I had this one. Okay, this is how I had it right here. I thought that looked pretty cool. Freak Gray Hughes Investigates. But it turns out the text has to be a 1/4 inch in height. So then they go, oh yeah, well here, yeah. This is what, hold on, this one. They had to make it look like that. You had to make Freak smaller and then Gray Hughes Investigates bigger to a 1/4. Do you like this one here? Is this one okay to people, or which one, Kit Kat? The first one or this one? Yeah, mine. I like mine better too, because it sort of looks like FBI, but it says Freak on it. And then I said, well, you know what I might do is just switch it over to L101 instead of, because here's the thing. If I can't have my name on it, like if it can't say Gray Hughes Investigates, then there's no branding. Like, people see you wearing a Freak hat and they'll just kind of snicker and go, oh, I bet you are, huh? Or, wow, that person thinks they're a freak, right? But if you put L101 on there, without any branding at all, doesn't say Gray Hughes Investigates, people will say, they'll actually ask you, hey, what does that stand for? And then you can say, oh, well, come watch Gray Hughes Investigates and figure out what it means. Right? Don't you see what I'm saying? It's sort of like passive branding in a way, because people are gonna ask the L101. I don't know what DA means, but yeah. So you think I should? But we're freaks though. I don't know, man. I want a hat that I wear, at least, that just says Freak on it. Yeah. Well, just what did you mean? I don't know what DA meant, but okay. Yeah, you like mine? Okay. Hey, hold on a second. I forgot to put it on. Just a second.
Hello?
Yeah, hold on a second.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, 978, you're on the air. You are already on the air because I forgot to set it. Yeah. Oh, this is Lynn?
Hi, Lynn.
Oh, God, here we go, everybody. Here we go. We get some wild conspiracy.
Happy Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
I'm still on Myrtle Beach. I didn't leave. I was supposed to be evacuated.
Yeah, why didn't you leave?
But there's other... Huh?
Why didn't you leave?
Well, there's other people staying here.
So you
We
thought,
had a
why
meeting.
not?
We had a meeting, and we got emails in a sign-in sheet with emergency contact, and so we're all set.
Yeah,
We'll go
you're all
outside
set.
tomorrow.
Yay! I mean, where are you? How far from the beach are you?
Right outside my front door.
Oh, you live on the beach, man? What? You must be like a millionaire or something.
Yeah. Yeah, well, no. Well, the security guards are going to be here, so we're going to be all set. If anything, no problems.
You know what was funny is last night I flew by. It was so weird. I was watching last night on the flyby. I was flying down this beach, basically, and like I was watching CNN, and they did the same thing. But I got to tell you, do you guys ever watch any of the videos of the Bahamas? That place got just
Oh my God!
destroyed.
That's
I
awful,
mean,
devastating.
oh, that's crazy. It's wild.
Are they going to be able to get their land back, or is it gone? The island.
Well, I think the water just kind of, it came in, it'll recede. It's just not able to recede yet. The water, I don't think the land's gone. I think the water, there's a storm surge because the wind, first of all, the hurricane comes in and then it makes the surge, and then the wind keeps the water up there. And as soon as the hurricane leaves, then the water can recede.
Yeah, it's going to take a while, huh? And the buildings are all destroyed. And
Hey, thanks, Ashley.
transportation.
Oh, Ashley's taking off. Good night. Ashley's going to sleep. And thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. We'll have to do some more. As you get more information, we'll get more caught up. How about that?
I was thinking that a lot of people probably drowned. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, for sure in the Bahamas. Yeah.
If you look up the blue water, that's where I am. I'm on the 6th floor, so I'm gonna be okay.
Oh, you're on this
We
one,
might-
right? You're in this building right here, the one I'm looking at.
No, that's not it.
Oh, I thought you just said. Oh, I'm in the. Okay, so you're on the 6th
Blue
floor.
Water Resort.
Oh, let's see. Oh, so you're there vacationing.
No, I live here. I bought a condo.
Oh.
Everybody owns all the rooms here, and they either live here or they rent it out.
Oh, I see. So you live right here. Can you see my screen? In this thing.
Yeah,
Why?
I took some pictures today. And
So are you able to look out, right out, like out your window to the water, or are you in one of the other ones over here?
Yeah, I'm on the side.
Wow.
Yeah, I can see there's a parking lot there, so I'm able to see the beach from the side. I sent you a picture with my cup.
Where?
We are free.
Look at all these people
I
lined
sent
up
you
right
an
up.
email.
Oh yeah, just now or earlier?
I sent it a while ago.
Well, how
I haven't seen it. I'll have to send it again. You said boom. He replied boom.
Oh, today? Let's see. Hold on a second.
No, this was probably a month ago.
Oh, well, you'd have to send it again. I mean, yeah, those are
Yeah,
buried. You know how many emails I get? I get like 50 a day at least, minimum. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, I moved here last year, and this is where I'm originally from Massachusetts, and I couldn't afford to live up in Massachusetts, so I moved south, and I decided to come here.
Yeah. Well, how windy is it now? Is it windy right this minute?
Yeah, I was out tonight. We had there's a restaurant downstairs, so we had a little party, a hurricane party.
Hey, what's the name of that? What you guys are crazy. Hey, what's the name of the that website? Is it like windy.com or whatever that has the I hope I don't go to oh, it is.
What
That
are you
is
looking
it.
for?
There it is. Look at that. So you can look at it right here. You got the hurricane.
Invitation. Let's see where you're at again. So you're in Myrtle Beach, you said?
Yeah. I just pay the HOA, and I have my phone bill and car insurance,
Yeah.
and it's a lot less than paying rent at an apartment.
What do you mean?
I
You
worked
own it though,
my
right?
whole life.
Yeah.
I paid cash for the condo.
Oh, nice. Good for you. Yeah.
What?
I'm just trying to find where you're at. Let me go back to the map. Hold on a second.
You have to go back to
I just want to
Myrtle
see.
Beach.
I know, you're way up there. Oh, you're in South Carolina. Hold on. I'm not even in the right spot at all. Like how far? Let's see. I don't know that the areas
South
that well.
Carolina, Myrtle Beach. It's above Charleston,
Yeah,
right
I'll
above
get
it.
I got it. Hit batch. Myrtle Batch. Okay, right there. Yeah, so you're not. Wow, you're gonna get it's gonna get a lot worse here in a little bit. Right now, you're kind of you're on the slower ring of the. The wind is a lot slower where you're at. But there's this really powerful. So right here where the blinking dot is where she is right here, everybody. See that? And this is going to keep heading north up here. Good job. Way to go, Lynn. Boy, that's...
I know, huh? All of a sudden, these hurricanes are destroying all our lands.
Well, they come every year, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But now they're calling everything like, historic and all that right now.
Well, yeah, it's like a political thing. But yeah, you get these hurricanes all the time. Every year, same thing. Every year.
Yeah, and it's a ghost town after that. There's like nobody around. I have the beach and the pools to myself.
Hey, you can go skinny dipping, man. Just run out there. Woo! Nobody's watching. Yeah. Jump in the ocean. The Atlantic.
I get everything I need right here. I don't go out that much. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess there's some more building up out here somewhere. Look at this one over here. That's kind of weird. That's on the west coast.
How much
wow.
Were you checking the wind? Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, but what's weird is there's one on the west coast forming. You never see that. It's like south of Mexico, or actually west of Mexico and south of the United States. Interesting.
Yeah, if you want to move south, guys, save your money. That's what I did. Saved my money.
Well,
I'm only...
Yes, everybody.
Years old.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Yes, move to the south so you can get in the middle of a hurricane.
Well, you don't have to live on the edge of the beach.
Yeah.
But this is
like
a dream come true for me.
How long have you lived there?
A year and a half. Yep. Right after my father passed away, and we had two houses. Well, my parents had two houses, and it was me in one house and my parents in the other. And when he passed, my mom sold both houses, and she moved to a 55 and older community, and I moved south.
Yeah. Trying to figure out, so where are they saying this is headed? Just straight up? Just straight into South Carolina there?
Sorry. If you go to South Carolina...
No, the hurricane. No, the hurricane, where is it? Yeah, which way is it? Just heading straight north from there?
Yeah. It's going to Charleston. It's still in Florida, going up to South Carolina. Where's Georgia? Is it going to hit Georgia first, right?
Yeah,
Right.
a little bit. Looks like it might. I don't know if it heads straight up though. Georgia won't get hit by the stronger winds. If it just
Oh,
goes,
yeah.
because you can see it, like it'd be the slower orange stuff here. God, what's this thing over here? That looks like if that thing is that just sort of there all
There's
the
a lot
time?
of hurricanes.
Jesus, look at that thing.
I've seen a lot of those circles, like hurricanes forming, but they haven't really named them, or they might be just a tropical storm.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one. It looks like in the Gulf there, starting up. Huh. All right. Well, there you go. Well, what
Well,
the hell?
guy that
I think you're nuts. All
the
right.
guy
but-
that used to live here.
yeah.
Sorry. The guy that used to live here, he stayed through a lot of the hurricanes. But last year I had to evacuate, and I did evacuate because it was my first hurricane.
And then you're like, oh, come on, this
Yeah.
is old hat. Now I could do this.
And yeah, exactly. It was like nothing.
It's a party. Why did I leave last time? What a waste. Do you guys have a big group of people that you're just all gonna sit in like one of the rooms, drink, and look at the hurricane?
That's what we did tonight, because they opened Mako's restaurant downstairs, but everything's closing tomorrow, so we're eating up all the food.
You're crazy. So are they gonna do? Are you gonna be like? Well, what about going into somebody's room and all just kind of hanging out together? I mean, do you want to be sitting in your? Do you live alone in your apartment? Or, I mean, I don't mean to get too.
Yeah,
but that might
yeah,
get
I
kind of
live
freaky with the hurricane blasting down, wouldn't it?
I'm gonna look out the window, take pictures, video. I'll send it to you. They have downstairs. They play card games and stuff.
Can you guys all
know,
tell
what
she's from Boston or somewhere around there with that accent?
Yeah, they always say something about my accent.
The cod game. The cod game. Okay. What do you mean the cod game? You're gonna play with you play with fish? Look at the thing. Yeah, I mean the cod. The cod, the fish. That's how you guys say card. Okay. It's not.
Yeah, we have a lot of Canadians, and they play cards. And they do puzzles here, and there's magazines, and there's 12 pools here, and the beach is right outside.
Yeah.
So, I'm not complaining.
This is your. How can you look at Woods Girl said, "Cute laugh, Michelle," and I'm trying to figure out like, how can you hear somebody typing's laugh? Are you talking about Lynn here? Yeah, it's funny. It's hard to make up what people are saying in there. It gets really hard to, like the typing in the chat. Sometimes I just look at it and go, "Wow, how anybody keeps up with that?"
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, we're going to get rain tomorrow and Thursday. And then the sun's going to be out on Saturday.
Yeah.
When the hurricane leaves. It's going to hit us Wednesday night, Thursday morning.
So it's still going that slow. I think it's like 6
here.
miles an hour, right? It's like really slow.
I'm not sure. It's 110 miles per hour right now.
No, that's still category 2 at that point. Is it?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Category 2.
Oh, here we go. I can do the projections here. Hold on a second. All right.
Last year,
Oh, wow, hold on.
zone 8.
There's just a second. You're going to be, wow, it's going to go, you're going to almost be right in the eye of it at 4 a.m. this morning.
I'll probably be still up, too.
No, not this. Is that this morning? No, I don't think that makes sense. Hold on.
Tomorrow?
No, that's going to be Thursday. Hold on, let me do it. I looked at that wrong. Just a second.
I haven't been sleeping much because of the excitement. Well, not excitement, but the
anticipation.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm all
Okay.
prepared,
Yeah, it looks like 3 a.m. on Friday. It's gonna be blasting down your door. You can't put it on the strap, Audra. I tried to figure that out earlier. I was trying to figure it out earlier. Had no idea what the. I was thinking, oh well, if you put Reyes Investigates on the side, then it'd be cool. But I know it's kind of lame that they don't have that. Looks like Woods Girl said, "Eek." Anyways.
Were you gonna check the wind from Windy?
But hold on, there's another call came in.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I had questions on that case, but should I let you go and call you back? Because you have another call.
Well, yeah, because we spent most of the time just talking about the storm. So I'm gonna switch over to the new call. How about that? I guess you can stay on the line as long as you don't you're not talking. All right. 415. See, there you go. You just did it. You just did it. The 415.
Hey, Greg.
Yeah. What's up?
Hey,
Who's
how
it?
you doing?
Who's this?
It's Mike. Mike, old caller from Canada.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, from way back then. Okay.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Pretty good. This new case is pretty interesting. The Prisma. That's the one I wanted to talk about.
Okay, cool. What do you want to say about it?
So, I wanted to apply Victimology to her because it's a disappearance still, and in criminology class we learned basically whenever you approach missing persons that it's suspicious, you go over basically the victimology of past crimes. Then there's a lot of key and telling statistics behind that, like percentages of people who were harmed by family members, usually husbands, significant others.
Yeah. Well, this guy, the boyfriend, we've already. Did you miss the first part of the show? Because it sounds like the girl that we interviewed is a friend, and they basically think it was Ryan, the boyfriend, and he beat her. And there was actually at the beginning we were talking about how she was found. There was an incident 4 years ago where she was she woke up nude and passed out in a field somewhere from him.
Whoa.
So.
Well, yeah. So that's interesting you said that, because I was actually going to. I applied this all these percentages to her case, and basically when it comes to women like that when they're young, and it's like 82% of female homicide victims either know their attacker or are they're like a friend or family or romantically involved. When you include all three of those categories, it jumps up to about 83%. So what I'm saying is it's like the chance of a stranger just grabbing this woman in the apartment hallway, it's like 13% or some really low number.
Yeah, well, that's going to be it seemed like everybody in the family and friends all think that.
And when you get into the domestic violence side of things, when there's a FBI.gov press release they issue each year. Those are really good statistics to look at. There's like a PDF or an Excel sheet, and it goes over basically all the different relationships and all the percentages of people who are it's called the victim's relation to their perpetrator.
Yeah.
Like wife, and then there's a list of 7 categories, like wife, husband, brother, daughter, sister.
Yeah. The thing is for me, it's like I don't need all the stats to try to figure something out. Like it's just kind of like you look at the facts, you go through the information, and it's just look at the ex-boyfriend lived at that apartment complex, and then she is calling him 8 times, and she goes missing in the very same apartment complex. and then he has a history of abuse with her. So just knowing that, it would seem like there was very good odds. Like I wouldn't need to look up spend time looking up algorithms and things like that.
No, it does. It's really effective. Like here's a great example: when there is someone who's an abuser, domestic violence, and someone goes missing, that their significant other goes missing, they've found out, like in court cases, the number is really bad. It's like 74 or 90 something percent chance that they were involved somehow in the case.
Right, but that's just sort of like obvious, right? Like, I mean, why do you? It doesn't seem like you have to, like you'd have to look at a chart. It seems like you could just easily say, "Oh yeah, well, most of the time, I mean, people just know that, right? I mean, I don't think you. I mean, I get what you're saying. You can have a number to it. Like you can go back to your office and say, well, you know what? After throwing it through these different scenarios, where it got an odds of 97.3%, right?
Okay.
I mean,
But here's a good example. Like when it comes to, because there's all different variables. When it comes to males doing that sort of crime, they found that it's most of the time it's males under 30. That's another key statistic. Like it drops down incredibly quickly, the statistics, when it goes above 30. So these are young guys that are really angry. Basically.
More testosterone kicking around, probably.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing they find there's a really good paper about the correlation between the victims and their abusers and attackers. Another good one is they found most of these men, it's like 80 to 90% of these men are also unemployed at the time of the attack. So these are low status men, basically.
Yeah.
So that's another red flag. I'm not sure what that guy did for a living, but yeah.
Well, he did I think he worked at he was doing mortgage or something before, and then he lost that job, and I think he was doing something else. I don't know what he's doing now.
Yeah.
But he has an apartment, so he probably has to make some money somehow.
Yeah, that was the other thing I put on my little list of notes, that you saw that weird video where she tries to run into the gate, or she does run through the gate. She's uninvited. That's a big thing, right? She came into this apartment uninvited, I'm pretty sure. Would you agree with that?
Well, yeah, because she ran in. I mean, no, I don't know if you've seen any of the videos lately, but they released video of her. There's two cars that go in, and then she runs in behind the two cars, and then the gate shuts. She snuck in.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of thought that from the beginning anyways. We thought she came in that side door that might have been propped open. But she definitely snuck in. She basically broke in. I mean, in a way, she timed it where the cars went in. She ran in, and then right behind her, the gate shuts. And then she walks over and makes calls on the phone by the elevator. Yeah. That's new.
Yes,
that's new. That just came out. Yeah.
It looked like it ended with her. She's like kind of sliding along the wall, James Bond kind of thing, as she snuck in.
Yeah. Well, she definitely 100% snuck in because she didn't drive in, and then she ran in when the gate opened. She just followed two cars in. Yeah, there's no. Looking at her sliding against the wall wasn't what did it for me. It was how two cars went in, and then she ran across the street to make the gate, and then got in there.
No, I mean, yeah, the whole thing is, I mean, clearly she didn't, nobody buzzed her in.
So I think she was trying to go there to see the boyfriend. Like, I think she was going into, I think she drove all the way, she was heading home, and then she tried calling again, and then there was a point where she drove 22 minutes, then there's two calls that go for like 3 minutes total, and then all of a sudden she's back there 22 minutes later, but no calls in between. It worked absolutely perfectly. It actually adds up to being there at 5:47. I mean, it was crazy how it just perfectly timed like that. So probably she was driving home, and then it just sort of kicked in, like the drinking and the anger about stuff from earlier. Then she turned around, drove back, and was going to go in there and confront him somehow. Tried calling him 7 or 8 times, just.
So the thing that I try putting yourself in her shoes, and that's what I did when I'm looking at. First off, let's be honest, she's intoxicated. Like, I heard she was cut off by the bartender at the restaurant or something of that sort.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You hear that?
Yeah. But we went over this whole scenario. She was pissed off. She was arguing with her boyfriend, and then she was cut off at the bar. She drove out of the bar drunk. She even pulled over the curb. The car bounced around, then she swerved back in, and then about a half mile after she left the bar, she actually pulled out a gun and aimed it at some other people. Yeah, she aimed it at some people. And it was road rage. And the cops were called, and she wasn't there anymore. And she drove and then pulls up in front of the apartment complex and kind of quickly stops, blocking a road. And then she jumps out of that, runs in like that. So there you go.
Okay, so yeah, I saw the video when you're explaining that and looking over the where she cuts the curb. She leaves the restaurant drunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're saying she's got a gun. Keep that in mind. What I mean by put yourself in her shoes is like, she drives, whatever happens, she has an argument with the boyfriend, right? And he says, whatever, F you, he's going back to his apartment. She drives off, and then at some point, she's deciding to go back and confront him. I'm guessing that she thinks maybe there's another girl or another person in the apartment, or he's not picking up his calls, and she's like, you know what, I'm gonna go meet him, and I'm gonna confront him no matter what, whether he likes it or not. I'm gonna go to his house, kind of thing.
Right. She left the gun in the car, though. They found it the next day.
When they found it in the car.
Yeah. So she didn't bring it in. So she didn't have that type of like, I'm gonna bring the gun. But you wonder, because she had just purchased it recently. So you wonder if she bought it for protection, but her dad said she bought it because she was in the military. And just kind of, it's Texas and people buy guns.
Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a handgun, so it's like not really, you know what I mean? Not really a military.
Yeah,
the military guys, they'll have M16 or a rifle most often.
Yeah. Well, I thought maybe she bought it for protection for something recently, because she had been beaten by the same guy.
I didn't know that, but you said it mentioned a few minutes ago. That definitely changes things from him being completely innocent.
It's still possible. It's just the odds are, like, he's like the perfect suspect. The police, however, say that that he wasn't there when she was there. But as Cairo mentioned the other day, it's like, well, how do you know that? Because he got home at a certain time and she never left, right? So even if he came home at 4 a.m. and you don't have any evidence that she left, how do you know that she isn't still there when he got there? Somehow, some way, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but it seems like, yeah, I don't know. It's not. She didn't even know what room it was. She didn't even know what room.
If she were at his,
well, she didn't even know what room it was either. She didn't know what room it was.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you don't like the statistics, but here's another thing to look at. We're talking about homicides in general. 43%, there's like a 2012 statistics, 43% of homicides, and this is the highest, what was used in a homicide, 43% was a firearm. Now, just directly below firearm, what is it? It's strangulation. So people who don't shoot people basically strangle them. That's a really important thing to note, because really high chance that she was strangled. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
She disappeared. There's no gunshots heard, no drama. She's not screaming while he's dipping the knife in and out.
Yeah, but see, I've already kind of just thought that was a good possibility that she was strangled for those same reasons, but without looking at a manual that said that here's what the percentages are. Like, I didn't need to put it through
this is what a criminologist and what the FBI does when they look at a case. That's how they started.
I bet you they have some of that stuff just sort of memorized, and they just realized the odds. Like, I don't think they're. Yeah, but I think they just kind of realize odds are that this is this, this is that, and that's kind of what we do. I don't need the thing is I don't have to have the actual pamphlet to have the real percentage. Like I might go, God, I bet it's 90%, and it might be 82. You know, I don't know. You know, the actual number might be 82.
Like if a woman is harmed or goes and it's a suspicious circumstance, suspicious missing persons. If she's harmed, the first thing they're going to do is go to the boyfriend or significant other, and they're going to ask them to make a timeline. They're going to build the timeline of this person, what they were doing, because it's the highest percentage that it's that person that's closest to them that's going to be the guilty party. Now they first eliminate that person through the timeline, and then they go on to other people. But that shows you how common it is that that's the perpetrator.
Right. Cool. All right. Well, we'll see. I mean, the thing is, I think we've already got. I mean, the thing is you got to. Here's what you got to do. You got to pick a case where we're not already have gone down the route of the most likely person, and come in like from the very jump. You know, call in when we just started talking about it, and then say, "Oh yeah, this is who I think it is based on the stats." It'll probably be the same thing that we, but actually, I don't really want that because I don't want it to affect what I think. You know, I don't like to have. I don't even watch other YouTubers' videos on cases very often. You know, because I don't want to have their perception affect what I think. I don't want it to be part of like how I might have come up with something. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's I mean, it might be him, might not be, but it just seems like statistically it looks a bit bad for him.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look good at all. Doesn't look good.
That's all. But
well, cool.
Good night, Greg.
Hey, thanks for calling in. Good, keep up the classes.
All right, thank you.
Yep, see you. Bye. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go back to that was what was his name? Mike? Yeah, was that Mike? I can't remember now. Thanks, Notorious Nance. Yeah. Well, isn't he still taking classes right now? I don't know. Sounds like he's still taking classes. You still taking classes, Mike? But anyways, I'm gonna take Lynn off of mute here. All right, Lynn, what's up? What's your theories?
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. You were talking
what?
to Mike. Okay.
What are you talking about? When? The whole time?
Never mind.
That whole time?
It was no. At the end of the phone call. Just at the end of the phone call. That's it. But I had some questions on this case. Well, the first one was the last people that saw her was the sisters and brothers and the mom. And I don't know where the father was. And then I know she was homeschooled. But then the father was saying that, well, she didn't have a phone, but maybe she met somebody and ran off with them, or she went into the woods and hurt herself and can't come out. Why would he say that in the woods or someone?
Well, because he could have just been thinking of different variations of what could happen, right?
Yeah, she had gone missing before, and they were able to locate her on the security cameras, but she's not on any security cameras this time.
Yeah. Well, it seems like she left the house at... Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that are open to possibilities. I mean, from 4 to 8... 4 o'clock, apparently she was like in the room, 4:30, whatever. And then she wasn't checked in again on until 8 something, and then she wasn't there. But, like, what does that actually mean? Did she have her own room? I mean, with 7 kids, does everybody have their own room at that point? Didn't anybody else see where she went? Is there any way? Yeah, go ahead.
She took her blanket and pillow, I believe. It was like she was going to someone's house to sleep. But they don't know who
that's what it seems
person
like.
is.
Yeah, it seems like she just kind of. I mean, the stuff that was taken leads you to believe that, but it could be that whoever did something to her wanted people to believe that she just ran away again. See that, and the funny thing is, I mean, I don't know what's going on here. All I know is that there's a post by the stepmother that was really talking about how she ran away and how she did this and that on the 23rd, which wasn't that long ago. So that's already out there. So you've already sort of built into the narrative that she's somebody who runs away. So therefore, if she goes missing, you have to put that into the story, or they'll wonder, well, if she runs away, why didn't she take anything? So now you've got a story with a pillow, you've got a blanket, you've got a like a bag that ties up, all kinds of stuff. See what I'm saying?
The last time she didn't have that, she didn't bring anything with her last time.
I don't know what she did, but if you're trying to sell a narrative that somebody ran away, you'd probably want to add in some of the those features. Put in like, oh, she took this and this and that and the other thing, right?
Have they been on the news, the mother and the father, asking? I mean, they have a silver alert, so wouldn't they be out there asking for her to come home on the news or something, like an interview?
Yeah.
Usually.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer those questions. What are you getting at, Lynn? Come on. You've got something.
Sorry.
No, you must have a theory that you're trying to get out. I can tell.
Oh, I was just reading a People magazine from today. Did you want me to put the link in?
No, you can't. Hold on a second. You're going to have to take over for a second. Yeah. Got pain in my neck there.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh, you have ice on it? You have ice?
No, it's just something that, like a cramp or something.
No, I mean, you have ice on it, an ice bag.
No. It just happened just now, so. All right.
Oh, you just got a pain right now?
Yeah.
You're pain in the ass?
No, I got sometimes I get right up in my, like a vertebrae, like right in the chest. I have to kind of go, and it pops open, but if I don't do it, it hurts. So, it's there right now.
No, if she didn't have a phone, why would her father say that she met someone and took off with him when she's homeschooled and she's only 10? She only can walk around. She can't drive anywhere.
Maybe he just said that was an option.
An option?
Like one of the things that could have happened. I don't know.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Usually, sometimes it's one of those that really happened.
Yeah, I mean, well, who knows what happened in this one? They're going to check that pond tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully, nothing. But I'm gonna end the show here in a minute because I gotta take care of this thing. But first of all, I'm gonna take a break for about 2 minutes. But I'm gonna get off the phone, so I'm just gonna play music. All right? Hey.
Okay.
But be safe over there, right?
I will.
Don't get too nutty.
I sent you an email.
Okay.
Yeah, don't get too nutty over there.
Don't be nutty.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna be nutty. No,
All right.
I have what do you call it? Sliding glass door.
Yeah.
And I can take some pictures and video.
Yeah, do that and then send it. We'll play it on the air. All right?
But I won't go outside because I'll fly away.
Yeah, don't do it. All right. Well,
Okay.
Thanks for calling in. Be safe.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And that was Lynn. So hold on a second. All right, everybody. I'm back, but I'm gonna end the show here now too, because I think it's over. What is it? 3 hours now, at least. But I want to say thanks to on Super Chats, Barbara Smith, Cairo, Ohio, Italian lady, Barbara Smith, Rick Raven, Barbara Smith again, Danielle S., Rick Raven, and Woods Girl and Kids. Thank you. And then there was also on, let's see, in PayPal, I think through Streamlabs. Just a second. Oh wow. So there was one from Linda. Is this all right now? Oh, excuse me, not Linda. Sorry. That was from a couple days ago. But, Jesus. Confused.
Lanky Torlol.
Oh yeah. So it was M. Widge something. I said the name when it went by. I can't read it anymore though. And then Sandra. So thank you very much. And then it sounds like there's Lanky Tor. Thank you again. All right. So we can do a flyby or what?
Wait, hold on. There was an email for something here. Let me check this out. What was this? Something about a visor. I don't see it anymore. Oh well. Well, where are we going? Got to get somewhere. I don't want to go to the Bahamas. Jeez, got destroyed. I might only do one loop though. My neck, I got to fix whatever this is. I got to stretch. Maybe I'll just do Florida again. I like it down there. I'll fly around where Lynn lives. Alright, here we go. Might be the last time you see this area. No problem, Sarah. Oh, flying right over the sunbathers. All right. One last time. One last time. I'm not sure what this stuff is. Like really poorly modeled waves or what the hell they're doing there, but
Boom! Good night, freaks! Boom!
Hey, I hope you guys liked the show tonight. There were more interviews. I gotta do more of those. I like that. I like the interviews. You get so much more information. Hey, somebody's naked right there. What the hell's going on? Must be Mr. Weathersby. Why do you say that? I don't know. Just a name that popped into my head. It's weird. Oh, you missed it, Sabrina? Dang it. That was Lynn laying there, she said.
I missed the show.
Well, then get here. Don't miss it. Come on, Sabrina. Woohoo! Out in outer space. To the nebulae. Alright. And that's the name of the nebulae. Of course, I don't know for sure, but it's a good guess. Alright, everybody. Thank you for showing up tonight. Supporting the channel with super chats and streamlabs and however you can help out. I appreciate it. And also, just hanging out and being nice to the guests and people being interviewed and all that. Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, and thanks to Prisma's friend that came on. I know her real name, but I'm not going to say it. And Ashley Lopez from WMTV Channel 27. All right. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And thanks again, everybody. And until next time, be safe out there.